All right, let's get started. I'm Mary Opal. I'm the founder of Arlington Ave Skin, and with me today is our co-founder, Angela Parisi, and she is a material scientist that has so much experience working in so many different areas of the sciences. She's worked in biopharmaceuticals. She's worked in cosmetic skincare products, personal care products, and many of the products and brands that you know, you use, you trust, her hands have worked on it. So she is such a resource for us, and that's why I asked her to please help in clearing up some of the very difficult areas for most of us out there when it comes to understanding different skincare products on the market available to us as consumers, because we have pharmaceutical products, and then there's clinical, and there's professional, and there's medical, and then there's anything that you purchase, in your drugstores and also in retailers. So it gets very difficult sometimes to understand what makes these products different. The different grades of skincare, what makes them a different classification? Like, what does the FDA and the regulations see these products as?
Now, as far as the FDA is concerned, you're a cosmetic as long as you make no claim about changing the structure or the function of any of the cells. And if you don't do that, or say that you cure a disease. So if you make no such claims, then you're a cosmetic. If you make those claims, then you turn into the pharmaceutical. Also, if you have a high percentage of active ingredients, you're considered a pharmaceutical. But this pharmaceutical with high active ingredients must be purchased with a script, so therefore you must go to your doctor to get it, because the ingredients are so high and so effective that you need to be under the doctor's care to administer. So there's really two types. There's the cosmetics and there's the pharmaceutical.
Like the cosmetics, that falls under the over-the-counter world?
There's the over-the-counter. Cosmetics are over-the-counter.
So there's only two different umbrellas. You're saying that it's either a pharmaceutical or it's an over-the-counter.
Correct.
You hear the terms medical grade, clinical grade, professional grade, and they sound like they're almost like the equivalent level of what the doctor is writing. They're exclusive. You can't necessarily buy them everywhere. Is there something that's special about their ingredients versus any other over-the-counter products on the market sold in your retailer? Or, is there a difference? Because, it's a different grade. I know that they fall under over-the-counter product, but is it
all over-the-counter products?
Right.
All of them. But the thing is that you're talking about what materials going into them. That's what makes them medical grade. So it's medical grade. FDA does not have any such nomenclature as medical grade.
or cosmeceutical?
Or cosmeceutical. No, it does not fall in that.
Yeah.
And all of these, whether they be over-the-counter in a drugstore or over-the-counter in a spa, it makes no difference. Every single one of those manufacturers is going to use USP grade raw materials to make that product. So if you go into your drugstore, your local CVS, and you buy something, it's got the exact same quality material in there as what you would get from your spa.
You mean the grade, right?
The
grade.
raw material.
The raw material.
The quality of the raw material is the same. Has to be USP grade.
So it's not that they're using a higher grade
No,
material in their product that makes
No.
their product more effective.
no. It's not the ingredient grade. It is the formulation itself that might make something more effective or less effective for you, but then now we're talking subjective to you.
So when they say that it's clinically proven, you'll hear it, but you hear that even in over-the-counter products all the time.
Right.
You know, everything.
Clinical tests,
Right, clinically proven.
Right.
And, you know, you coming, seeing both sides of things. What's the difference? Because it is very confusing as a consumer and very enticing as a consumer to see some of these claims. But I noticed when I read the fine print that the claims, when you read it, it appears that it's very a participant's opinion.
Right. They always say results may vary. That's what they always put, like an asterisk, results may vary.
So they didn't go through the process that a clinical trial that you see in the biopharmaceutical world.
No, the thing is that you don't have to have evidence for the FDA if you're a cosmetic, because you're not using anything that is going to change the physical or functional structure of the skin at all. You're not going to cure any disease of the skin. FDA is not going to get involved with saying, okay, prove to me that you do this, or prove to me that you eliminate the appearance of lines, or they're not going to come to you. It's only when you make a claim that the skin is going to be producing more of this or less of this other thing, if it's color, less melanin or something, that's when they're going to want to see your evidence. Otherwise, these other cosmetics places, they say clinically proven, but they don't have the need to present that data. So it is very subjective data that they have. They just have a few people
In a study.
They'll have a placebo, a blank, so to speak, and they'll give that to some people, and they'll give some people the actual formulation. And if they see the minutest little difference, if the person says, oh, I think my skin feels a little smoother, okay, clinically proven, clinically proven. Maybe you're just 1% or 0.5%, you feel you're more or less, but it's not measurable.
It's scientific.
Scientifically measurable. So anything you go on with the FDA clinically proven, darn it, you better have your numbers. Not required in cosmetics.
Now, do they go, but they don't go into the cell structure? They're not taking screenings of what's happening?
No.
Because in the life science world, they do. They go into looking at the cellular structure in the dermal layer of the skin, imaging, and that's how they substantiate their claims of what's happening. So guys, what I want to share, I'm sorry that my mask,
I see that you're slipping, girl.
So in the life science world, they can actually take imaging of the structure of what's happening in the middle layer, the dermal layer of the skin. And that's actually where collagen hyaluronic acid is being produced. So if a product actually creates more collagen or hyaluronic acid, they have ways of actually doing this digital imaging to substantiate when they go into the clinicals. And again, the pharmaceutical world, what you're going to get from your doctor is, the clinical that we're talking about as far as pharmaceutical under FDA scrutiny on every single thing. But medical grade, clinical grade, professional grade, and all other over-the-counters do not fall necessarily under that scrutiny, because it's really making cosmetic claims, even though we know they like to,
I say they like to go to the line and lean over.
And they get warning letters, from the FDA quite frequently because
the FDA does police them.
Yes.
But yet they have to get around to it. There's so many, and they're making so many claims, but eventually the FDA will get to them.
Eventually.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's not necessarily the grade, but the pairing of the formulation of the ingredients, the pairing of the ingredients that really matter, not necessarily how expensive a product is, right? Because we know there's big brands out there, big companies that make drugstore brands, and they make the so-called clinical professional grade products. Meanwhile, they're also making, your drugstore brand products on the market, and also retail products. So they're in two different, places in the OTC world, in the over-the-counter world, where they, have clinical skincare, and then they also have your typical drugstore product at different price points. So it has more to do with the ingredient pairings, meaning the formulation, than what grade of the product it is. So whether it's, the medical, you get it at a medical spa, or, it's a clinical skincare line, or it's a professional, or if it's just your drugstore line, or, you get it at your retailer, it all has to do with the ingredients. The ingredients never lie. It's amazing what they could do in marketing, but the ingredients just never lie. And the ingredient pairings is what matters, because when you pair different ingredients together, it really works together and synergistically can benefit your skin more so, right, than just having, let's say, just retinol in there, vitamin A. If you had retinol, vitamin C in there, vitamin E in there, and all these different vitamins, and then also paired it with,
Oils.
something, yes,
Wow,
that's
like a super boost.
but there are things in the over-the-counter market we just cannot do. So we cannot juice up products with vitamin A retinol. We cannot do that.
Right.
And we've seen in the industry where this is a very dangerous thing for consumers, because retinol, vitamin A, and also vitamin C, and there's a lot of other products out there, or ingredients out there, when it has too high of a concentration of an ingredient in there, it can actually be very harmful. It could cause some serious burns to your skin. And so that's another reason why the FDA has limits on what we can do on the over-the-counter market.
Correct.